Hey, it's Howard Glover with A Plus Investments and Financial Freedom and Success. Today I'm going to show you how to fill out a blank as is contract. Today we're going to be using a FAR bar contract. FAR bar is simply a contract that all Florida realtors use and most Florida attorneys use. Um, so we're going to go ahead and get started. First, we're going to go to this website. It's called pdffiller.com. Again, pdffiller.com. It's a free website. I just started using it recently, but yeah, you don't have to do any downloading or anything. You just come to the website. You browse your computer for your form. So I'm going to browse my desktop and just look for the as is contract, and here it is. Okay, so it's going to take a second to upload that form. It shouldn't take very long. And we're going to go ahead and fill it out. It's only 4 pages long. We only have to fill out the first 2 pages, so it shouldn't take very long at all. Okay, here's the contract. Again, it's a as-is contract. It's a Florida contract. So if you're in another state, just make sure you get the contract that the realtors use in your state, or if you have your own contract, you can use that. Or if you don't have a contract, you can always get an attorney or someone to draw up a contract for you. Well, we're going to start on line 1 where it says seller, and we'll just put in the seller's name. For this demonstration, we'll just use John Doe. And then on line 2, you'll put in your name or your company's name. And in this case, we're going to use A Plus Investments. Some people use and or assigns, just in case you want to assign the contract. I mean, you could do that as well, but I just use my company's name, and you can just use your company's name as well. Next, we're going to put in the county in which the property is located. So in this case, we're in Broward County, Florida. That's the Fort Lauderdale area. So we'll put in Broward County. And you can also put in a legal description. When we buy vacant lots, we always use a legal description or a property ID number. So I'm just going to put in a property ID number for the sake of this video. It's not a real property ID number, but I'll just put something there for the sake of the video. And then you'll come down to line 9, and you can just type in the property address, the property that you're purchasing, or if you're the seller, to purchase the property that you're selling. And we'll just put that here. And there we have the address. And then we'll come down to line 16 where it says the purchase price. And let's just say, for the sake of this video, that the property we're buying costs $100,000. We'll just put 100,000 there. And then we have on line 18, they're asking who's going to hold the escrow deposit. So in this case, we're going to use our title company. Always want to use your title company if you can. That way you have full control of the deal, amen. And your title company is holding your money, not someone else, not a stranger. And we're going to leave $1,000 with a title company. You don't have to use that much. You don't have to leave that much. Some people leave as little as $1 in escrow. Some people do $10, $100. But in this case, we're going to leave $1,000 in escrow. And then we want to come down to line 23 where it says balance to close. So we take away the $1,000 from the $100,000. That leaves us with a balance of $99,000 to close this deal. And line 27 where it says time for acceptance. We want to make sure that we don't give them too much time to hold on to this contract. We want them to accept the contract right away, as soon as possible, because if you just let the person hold the contract, hey, they'll take your contract, they'll hold on to it, and they'll shop it around for the best possible offer. You don't want that to happen. So we're only going to give them 1 day before they have to accept the contract. So the day is the 27th. We're going to give them till the 28th of October to sign this contract. And where it says financing, we want to, on line 34, we want to click cash. If it's a cash transaction, yeah, you click cash there. If it's going to be financing, you come down to line 35 and you just fill out the financing part of it. But we always pay cash, so we want to click line 34 where it says this is going to be a cash transaction with no contingencies for financing. Then we're going to come down to the closing date, which is line 56. We usually try to get 3 weeks to close. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to use November 15th. And I like to put on, delivered on or before. Or before our 3-week period. So on or before November 15th, 2018. So you can get more time if you like. I mean, sometimes the sellers will let you go longer if you just ask. Or you can ask them, hey, when would you like to close? Sometimes they want a little more time. So yeah, you can just add more time if you need to. But I usually close in 3 weeks. Sometimes we'll close before we can get the title work done a little sooner. We try to do 3 weeks right here. And if we need an extension, hey, we'll just go back and ask the seller if we can get an extension. And they usually don't have a problem with that. When we need extensions, it's usually because the title work is taking a little longer than we expected. So it's not usually a problem with that extension period. In line 72, you want to come down here on page 2, line 72 on page 2, where it says assignability. You want to make sure you click one of these boxes or check one of these boxes. This is the best box to check. The buyer may assign and therefore be released from this contract. I would like to use that one, but I don't want to scare sellers like, oh man, I'm going to assign this thing and I don't have anything. I'm just getting out of it, period. So I click this one here. The buyer may assign but not be released from this contract. So that's the box that I usually check. And you can check that one also. What you don't want to check this last one. Buyer may not assign this contract, especially if you're wholesaling. You want to be able to assign your contract to someone else for an assignment fee. Or if you have a partner, hey, you may want to close in their name. You may want to assign it over to them, or maybe you have another company name that you want to close in. So make sure you have that, make sure you have that option to assign the contract if you can. And next we're going to come down to the inspection period. If you leave this blank, normally you'll have 7 days to inspect the property, but you can put 14, 21, 30, whatever you guys agree upon, but I leave it blank. And I just come down here to special clauses, line 105. Make sure you fill this out. You need an escape clause, and this is what this is. And it simply says, this offer is subject to buyer's inspection. So make sure you put that special clause there. This is an out clause or an escape clause, just in case something goes wrong. If you have this here, you can always get out of the contract. This offer is subject to buyer's inspection. That's mandatory. Make sure you put that there. And this is the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to sign the contract. So we want to come down. So I come over here, grab our signature. If you don't already have a signature, it allows you to create a signature. It's very simple. You can just type something in, or you can use your mouse to make a new signature. But yeah, just put your signature there, and then you'll come over and put the date over here, and that's it. Basically, that's it. On page 3, there's nothing for you to fill out. You can just read it. Your seller can read it. Line 4, same thing, nothing to fill out. Just take a little time to read it. Your seller can read over it as well. But people ask me sometimes, why do you use a FAR bar contract, a contract that realtors use? Basically because, yeah, everybody's familiar with this contract. If they say, hey, give me some time, I got to get my lawyer to look it over, hey, a lawyer's going to be familiar with this contract. Or if they say, hey, give me some time, I want a friend to look it over, she's a realtor, hey, she's going to be familiar with this contract. That's the reason I use the FAR bar. That's it for the FAR bar contract. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, feel free to reach out to me in the comments. If you like this video, like it, subscribe, follow me. If you have any other questions, you can also reach out to me on social media at aplusinvestments@yahoo.com. But that's it for today's training on how to fill out a FAR bar as is contract.